This is your tag, by the way. Barkin Bout Books. What up, nerds? Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and in today's episode of fun, I will be doing the Barkin Bout Books tag. This is an original tag created by Eric with Breakeven Books. I'll have his channel linked below, but he recently lost his pup, Max. He had Max for, I want to say, 15, 16 years. Max passed away, and Eric created this tag in remembrance of Max. And you just cannot love pets and not get behind a tag like this. Prompt number 1. I've got a bone to pick with you. Name a book that was good until it wasn't. So you were enjoying it, but then it ended up disappointing you. And that book for me is Devil's Creek by Todd Keisling. It had such high reviews on Twitter and BookTube and Goodreads. I read it. The first 160 pages, I was getting Salem Slot vibes. I was living for it. And then it failed me, and I actually ended up not liking it at all. It just got weird and gross and went to some levels I didn't think it needed to go to. If you're interested in hearing more, I will link it in the cards for you, but this one was a flop for me. Next prompt, welcome home. Name a book or series that gives you the warm feelings of home. And that is going to be the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. This is the series that got me into fantasy, y'all. Way back up in the 90s, one of my friends recommended this series to me. I had read the Chronicles of Narnia and the Lord of the Rings and those, but I didn't really consider myself a fantasy lover at the time. This series changed it for me. Of course, I followed it up by getting into the Sword of Truth series and of course A Song of Ice and Fire, but this is the one responsible for my great love of fantasy that I have now. I actually reread this earlier this year, and in that weekly wrap up that I mentioned about it, I said coming back to this was like going home and visiting with all of the characters that I have known and loved for years. This is a series that I read as it came out, so I got to follow it on its journey, and one I'll continue to revisit and love as time goes by. Next prompt, Ruffin It. Name a book that has a journey or travel element to it. So since for Ruffin It, I decided to choose one that had a rough journey involved. The Martian by Andy Weir. Mark Watney is an astronaut who is on a trip to Mars. Things happen. Stuff goes sideways. He ends up getting left for dead on Mars, and he has to survive there until a plan can be made for a possible rescue. So he journeys to Mars, but does he journey home? Let's see. Next prompt. Marking your territory. Name a book or series that you will always stand by no matter what. I am quite certain that 95% of you watching this right now that have been a part of this channel for a while have already screamed the answer out loud in the comfort of your own home. The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher is a series that I've only been exposed to in the last couple of years, but it is a huge favorite. Reread several of the books. I'm planning to do a complete series reread, including the short stories and graphic novels soon. I just can't get enough of this story. It's just a noir urban fantasy. There is so much to love. The characters, the storyline, the world building. Diggin Holes, a book that has some hidden secrets or had a big plot twist uncovered. Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. There is a twist to it. It is huge and it is wonderful. Gosh, that's probably the most surprising plot twist that I didn't see coming that I've read all year. Fantastic read. Stand By Me. Name a book or series that portrayed a very loyal friendship between its characters. I actually don't own One Piece yet, but I will be collecting it as soon as I can. Are you just gonna sit back there? He's not a pup, he's a parrot. Okay, well, I will try not to move much and knock you off, okay? You good? Okay. I've never read anything else that had such loyalty and trust and love between its characters. It is hands down the best friendships I have ever read about. If you don't believe me, go to your library and check out volumes 1 through 23 and then come back and talk to me and see if you don't agree. Next prompt, Tug of War, a book you have very mixed feelings about. For this one, I'm gonna go with Mexican Gothic. I'm actually currently reading it and I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. It took me about 70 pages to get into it, and I believe it's supposed to be a vampire story, but I'm not quite sure. It could be, it couldn't be. It's still kind of amphibious as to what it might be about. Took that many pages to get me interested, and I am a little interested, but then I kind of flip back and forth. Like, I read a really interesting part and then it kind of drags a little bit and then we get to another interesting part. So I'm kind of living for the nights in this book, because of course at night is when all the good stuff happens. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but I guess I must be liking it because I'm kind of flying through it now. And the last prompt, Treats. A book that you are super excited about and will reward yourself by reading it. There's so many awesome books that have come out recently that I'm super excited about reading, but I don't know if I can choose one over the other. At time of filming, I have pre-ordered Ready Player 2, Fires of Vengeance, The Burning God, Rhythm of War. Got Dawn Shard still looming out there to be coming out any moment. And so, of course, now is where I tag some folks. So Eric tagged half of BookTube when he put out this tag, so I am going to tag Alan from the Library of Alexandria. I know he and Christina have a few cute little pets that they would probably enjoy sharing about. I don't know if Eric got Victoria from A Musical Bookworm. If not, I'm going to get her. She's got some cute pups, and Kayla from Crack Into a Good Book, another fellow pet lover. So you guys are all tagged. For those of you who've been around the channel for a while, you've probably seen my two quadrupeds at some point, Milo and Bandit. They're both Jack Russell Terriers that Chris and I have had for going on 10, 11 years now. So we've been a family of 4 for a very long time. I would love to have more, but Bandit just will not allow it. He is not a dog person and doesn't realize that he is a dog himself. They are absolutely my best friends. They are always with me. Milo is currently in my lap sleeping. Bandit is here on the floor. We never separate for long. They even go on trips back home with us. Their grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins love them all very much. They get more for Christmas than any of the kids do, I swear. But that'll wrap up this tag, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, being the dog lover that I am. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. You gotta wake up now. Mama is done filming, and I need to turn my camera off.